All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. This is a Pilates video. We're going to do some core work with a yoga block, some ankle weights, and a weight. This weight is a ball of ring. It's 10 pounds. Nice. Okay, now let's start by warming up the lumbar spine. A little bit of pelvic tilt action. I find with my knees bent that to be the most supportive ways, the most supportive version. I like to reach with my arms. It helps me keep my shoulders organized. And right now I'm really focusing on just tilting the pelvis, getting a little bit deeper, focusing on that rounding of the spine. Round it back and stack it right back up. Beautiful. So you can flow with me or you could just watch me, whatever you like. Just keep rounding it back, getting a little deeper each time. I got a little bit of an anterior tilt in my pelvis, so I got to really focus on rounding the back before I start trying to get all crazy with the core work. But once I find that connection, I'm pretty good. Nice, all the way down. And stack it up. Beautiful. Reaching through the fingertips up to vertical and roll it back. Arms overhead. Back to the sky, chin to chest, roll it up, using the muscles to stack, even if it's slow. Bam, vertical. Now we're going to try with the legs long. Keeping the feet flexed so the quads are active. Tucking the pelvis, round back, rolling it back, and laying it flat. Tuck the chin to the chest, and stack it up. Beautiful. Keeping the feet flexed. Rolling forward, spine stretch, back up to vertical. Roll it back. Nice. Keeping the legs active. Long arms reaching through the fingertips. Good. Flex those feet. Bam. Up to vertical. Dive for the toes. Stretching out the spine. And again. Yeah. Oop, shoulder organized. Oh, halfway down, right leg lift and lower, keeping that left heel anchored, reaching through the right toes, moving from the hip, stabilizing the pelvis by keeping the left leg active and the core deeply engaged, breathing through it, reaching with the fingers, reaching through the whole arm through the fingers. Nice. Anchor the right heel, point through the right toe, right leg lift and lower. Sweeping up and sweeping down. Working in a range of motion I can control, keeping my pelvis steady. Nice. All right, anchoring that heel, stacking up to vertical. Oh, now we're in quadruped. Going for a little bit of cat-cow. I like my cat-cows to initiate at the pelvis. So let the pelvis lead the movement of the spine. Arching, tilt the pelvis, arch, 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 arch. And tuck the pelvis, round, 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 round. We've all seen a cat-cow where a person turns into a letter U. That's not my goal for this one. Look at my arms. I'm pushing the floor away from you. Push the floor weight around the back. Yeah. Arch. Keeping the shoulders organized. Beautiful. Now wag the tail. Yeah. Feels good. Just side to side. Little action here. Ready? Now she's going to hit some circles. Dropping the belly. Over to the left. Up and around to the right. Down, up and around. This is just really nice. It feels like a good stretch. Really opens up the core, opens up the spine, using all the muscles to move the bones. That's what the muscles are for. They move the bones. And reverse the circles. Beautiful. Dropping the belly down over to the right. Round, push up towards the sky and drop off to the left. My weight's shifting a little bit, but you can see pretty much my balance is on my knees, like pretty centered. And my hands are pretty solid. Good. There was that big round through the spine. Beautiful. Oh, a little wrist therapy. That's kind of wristy, right? So let's give the wrists a little bit more love here. Let's do some wrist therapy. Yoga teacher I met once, she taught this little wrist therapy in her yoga flows, and I liked it. So I remembered it. And now I'm going to show you. We were on mats then, so you'd bring your palm to the half of your palm off the mat, but I'm just on a rug here, so this is my position. Your hands are a little bit wider than shoulder width for this move. Rocking the weight side to side. Obviously you want to be gentle here and then just apply more weight as needed, as desired. Now I got the palms up, fingertips facing into each other. Shift the weight forward and back to kind of apply more or less weight. Fingertips forward. Nice. Shifting the weight forward, back. Flip the palms. Palms up, fingers towards the knees. Good, nice. Breathing into it. This is a little spicy, a little heavy, so just take your time. Quadruped again. Toes are tucked, and now we're doing a little bear. Knee hover, knee tap. Knee hover, knee tap. Trying to keep the back flat. Pushing the floor away from you. Neck is long, ribs in tight, belly button drawing in. Stepping out to a full plank position. Yes, let's do a little body scan. We want to keep the neck long. The arms are pushing the floor away, activating through the serratus anterior, ever so slight rounding through the shoulders. Long spine, drawing the ribs in, belly button tight. A little bit of a tuck in the tail. Try to hide the glutes. Squeeze through the glutes, squeeze through the inner thighs, just holding steady. Breathing in through the nose and out of the mouth. And relax it back into a child's pose. Sick. Love a good child's pose. Now we're doing some more of that rollback business. But look at that. There's a yoga block in the wide position between my inner thighs. I'm going to keep my heels anchored here. My shoulders organized, rounding through the spine. And every time I roll back, I'm squeezing into that ring. That was my prep. Into the block. That was my prep. So now we got the ring. Roll back, reach the arms away. Hug yourself back into the weight. Trying to keep the weight in generally the same place. Working the arms, the shoulders, the core. Using that block to create more stability. Stability created from the inner thighs. Keeping that pelvis in place. Anchoring the heels to the floor. Nice. Breathing. We love to breathe. Yeah. Here, a twist. So now my goal here is to twist through my waist from the waist up. I want my pelvis to be in place. My rib cage to rotate. Taking the head with me, but trying not to lead by just my eyes, right? I'm squeezing. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm squeezing into that yoga block. That's what's keeping my inner thighs and my pelvis, my inner thighs active and my pelvis steady. Is that active squeeze on the yoga block. Twisting through it. Working the obliques, getting a little oblique freaky. Set that weight down. All right, now she's supine. How about some little chest lifts here? Keeping the legs in tabletop. Knees stacked above the hips. Shins parallel to the ceiling. Low back imprinted. Using my upper abdominals to curl up the head, neck, and chest. Now reaching through the fingertips. Think about pulling the bottom rib towards the top of the hip bone. Good. Exhale as you lift the chest. Inhale as you melt it back down. An active reach through the fingertips. Flex the feet and drive through the heel. Draw the leg back in. Drive through the heel. Using the core to extend and using the core to suck the leg back into your body. Reach through the heel is going to keep the posterior chain active. That's going to help keep the low back imprinted. You want to keep the backside body active without gripping to the floor. You shouldn't be smashing down. You want to melt it down, right? And as we're getting warmer in the move here, see if you can get your heel lower. Maybe you could even tap the floor. Get very, very close. Push through the heel like you're pushing through wet sand. Yeah, very good. Keeping the core super engaged. The ribs are tight. Ribs are melting down, not drawn in. And take it relax. All right, now we're adding the yoga block in. I'm going to try this on my elbows because that's what I saw on Instagram. Curling up into a chest lift, legs tabletop. But you can see my knees are not exactly above my hips. I'm not loving that. And then add the move back in. So we're holding the block between the elbows and the knees, extending one leg at a time. This was a little awkward for me, so I shifted down to the forearm and then continued through the move. So 2 arms and 1 leg are holding the block in place. And then you're navigating that switcheroo of the legs while maintaining all the core engagement to keep everything super stable. This move is all about stability and deep core activation. It's a burner. Driving through the heels, keeping the feet flexed, moving with control. Keeping the shoulders out of the ears. Nice. Look at, and it burned. She's dead. Okay, now we're going to take it further. Left hand has the yoga block between the quad and the palm. Right hand's got the hand weight. Both legs tabletop. Low back low back is melted down imprint, and we're in supine. Now with that arm that was pressing up to the sky, we're going to add the single leg extension. So the left side body is totally stabilizing here. The right side body is moving. We're pushing the hand with the 10-pound weight up to the sky and driving through the heel to extend the leg long. Keeping the ribs melted down, making sure we're not flaring through the ribs. And I'm really trying to focus on pulling my core in, thinking about pulling the hip bones together. And that's going to help me activate through the transverse abdominis to help avoid doming. Good. Okay, now here I added the chest lift. I'm keeping the arm long and strong. The only thing moving is the long lever leg, still reaching through the heel. Beautiful. Relax it down. Whew, contemplate your life choices. No, just kidding. Articulated bridges. Rolling it up and rolling it down. Here, you can see how my ribs are a little bit flared. They could have been drawn in more. I'll keep it real. But at the top, the core is engaged. I think I remembered more at the top than I did at the bottom. Rolling down, I was trying to really focus on that spinal movement. Pushing the knees forward as I lift the hips, driving through the heels, keeping the anchor of the shoulders. Now I added a yoga block for a little bit more height. I just wanted my bridge to be a little bit higher. Get a little bit more range of motion here. Nice. And notice how the weight is on my shoulders, not my neck. If I was asked something, I could respond. I could talk while I was doing my bridges because I'm not crunching my neck. Good. Look at that tilt of the pelvis, pushing the knees forward, lifting the hips, long line from shoulder through the knees, not overextending, not pushing my hip bones out of alignment, too high up. We just come to that nice bridge line and melt it back down. Tilt and lift. Roll it back down and untilt. Good. Okay, other side. That was my little break. Now we got the right hand, right palm with the right quad holding the yoga block in place. Left arm is holding that hand weight. Arm is doing a little bit of a press here, warming up the arm, keeping the core active, finding that stability. Right side is stable, left side is moving. Now we're adding the leg. We want to move with control, so we build in layers. As you reach the hand to the sky, drive through the left heel, extend the leg long. And try your best to keep the core active. Drawing the ribs down, belly button in. Try to keep the low back imprinted and pace the movement with the breath. Good. Now we're locking the arm strong. Leg is long. Curl into that chest lift. The right side is active. I am pressing into that block with both my leg and my palm. Lift and lower the leg, reaching through the heel, moving with the breath. Nice. Keeping the left arm strong. All right, and relax it down. Look at her. She's dead. This core has been working. Whew. Love it. Live, laugh, love it. Series of 5. Here we go. Single leg stretch. Oh, God, look at that stability. So we're keeping the low back melted to the ground. Pelvis is in place. Very common in the single leg stretch to kind of rock the pelvis side to side, but that's a no go for me. So we want to keep the pelvis in place, reaching through the toes. Reaching. Beautiful. Hands are going side to side just a tiny bit here. Beautiful. Right into a scissor. Giving that leg a pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull. Trying to pull the leg towards the head rather than the head towards the leg. Keeping the low back melted and keeping things generally pretty stable here. All right. Hands behind the head, legs tabletop. All right. We got these. Very good. This crisscross happening here. We got a little bit of crisscross, taking the elbow towards the knee, but twisting through the torso. Not cranking my neck over, but twisting through the torso. So no, my elbow does not have to touch the knee, but I can feel the obliques activating here. Excellent. Beautiful. Reaching Taking the gaze, pulling the right rib cage towards the left hip bone and the left rib cage towards the right hip bone. I know it's over. Okay. Double leg stretch. Hug it in. Turn to an egg. Reach and hug it all back in. Reach. Expand out of your egg and contract into your egg. Beautiful. Fingertips and toes reach away from each other. Take the gaze for bonus points. Nice. Keeping the low back melted. Drawing the tummy in. I like to try to really bring my knees to my forehead. Squeeze for a little spine stretch. Nice. And now we're going to hit the lower and lift. I focus on keeping my low back imprinted. For me, that works well. I got that interior tilt, so it helps me keep things stable. Now I'm going to add a chest lift because that also helps me feel a little bit more stable. Look, I'm worried about that doming. She's checking on it. I'm in a Pilates V here. My heels are glued together. Squeezing the inner thighs together also helps me stabilize. So I'm working on that. Keeping the neck long, the shoulders down away from the ears. Nice. And relaxing it down. Look at her. She's getting tired. Okay. Now I've got the yoga block between my calves, yeah, right above the ankles. Sitting super tall, legs are active, feet are flexed, quads are active. Good. Keeping the pelvis as still as possible and twisting through the waist. Arms are at a T. Twist from the waist up. For me, this range of motion, it felt pretty limited as I was doing it, but I was focusing and prioritizing the stability of my pelvis. If I were to let my legs wobble all over, of course I could twist further, but that's not my goal. Nice. Dissociation. So the lower body is stabilizing, upper body is rotating. I'm also thinking about lengthening. Every time I rotate, I'm imagining my spine getting longer here. My pelvis is steady and the rib cage is rotating above the pelvis. And now we're going to go for a little lateral flexion. So I'm just holding some cactus arms, flexing up and over. Up and over, focusing on keeping the opposite hip heavy. That's my goal. Legs are still active. I'm squeezing into that block. I'm not just holding the block between my feet. I'm squeezing into it. Keeping the spine tall. All right, time for the ankle weights. Strapping them on. And we're getting closer towards the end of the video, so closer towards the end of the workout, I'm getting a little experimental here. I'm saying, what can I go? What can I do? What can I happen? So now I'm balancing myself on my sits bones on the yoga block. Keeping a proud chest here, palms on the mat, arms are strong, doing little heel taps. I got these 2-pound ankle weights on my ankles. And I'm hinging at the hip. Notice how I'm not just bringing my foot straight down. So if I did that, my foot would come near my butt, right? But I'm keeping that 90-degree angle at my knee. And I'm hinging at the hip, down and up. Long spine, core super engaged, breathing. You can see her breathing because she's working hard. Proud chest, pushing the floor away. Good, nice. And now extending the legs, single leg extension. Reach and return. Reach and return. Nice. Just love Pilates, dude. I just love moving my body. I hope you love moving your body too. I hope we all love moving our bodies. Sick. Oh, double leg. Squeezing the legs together. Oh, she did one. Okay. All right, now we're going to come down into this lowered position, balancing on the forearms. It's a little less funky on the shoulders. I can keep my core much more engaged, more controlled. So I'm trying to say, back to the single leg extension. Spine is long. It's like I'm basically in a chest lift. A double leg. Here we go. Reach it away and hug right back into tabletop. Okay, a little bit deeper than tabletop. Hugging the knees towards the chest and then extending the legs long. Pointing through the toes, keeping the quads active. Nice. Breathing with it. And now we're going to do an alternating lift and lower, like a scissor. Now we're crisscrossing over and under with a wide V. Open to a V, criss. Open to a V, cross. And curl it all in. Relax it down. Okay, final move here. Remove the weights. Seeing if I could tease her on a yoga block. Bam! She's shocked. Okay, let's try again. I think I feel most supported with my hands on the floor like this. Okay, set up upper body. Boom, lock the legs in. Now, reach the arms. Oh, it's over. Woo, okay, beautiful. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. Love it, love it. Love you. Love Pilates. Love life. Live, laugh, love it. Thanks.